Hey everyone, how are you all doing? Today I'm going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Avengers 60th Anniversary Model 1, Mark 1, whatever you want to call it, Iron Man. And this figure is mind-blowingly amazing. It has like a couple of things that, I kind of wish were a little different, tweaked just here and there ever so slightly. But this figure is probably, I don't know if I want to say tied, because it might just be, slightly the new figure bias, but like it's tied for me with this Iron Man, which that's cool that they're both anniversary ones, as the best Hasbro Iron Man that we've gotten, period. But without further ado, let's just get into what this guy comes with. So he comes with two of the, I had to pull them apart, two of the like little smoke pieces that we saw, I believe, first with Riri. And these are all right. They're all black, which is cool because, for Tony's first suit, he's not going to have like super clean, nice fuel lines and stuff coming off of him, and smoke. It's going to have just a whole bunch of hodgepodge of crap coming off of him. So I like that. I think that's a nice little detail. And then he also comes with two little repulsor blasts, which are nice. We've seen these multiple times. I believe these also were first with Riri being the smaller ones, which these are all right. They're nice. I kind of wish, though, that they were a little bit different. Like, I wish that we could have gotten big ones, because I feel like for the Model 1 armor, I feel like that would have been just, him taking off, and it would just kind of been clunky and big. Like, they could have reused some of the ones for War Machine. I think that would have been pretty cool. At least, like, the boot ones. And he also comes with, obviously, as these, here, we'll pop one of these off so I can show you guys that in greater detail. He comes with a set of repulsor hands, like I said. And thankfully, these actually have hinges on them, because that is just, that little bit of time where we didn't have those really, I feel like, traumatized all of us, because it was just gross and disgusting. Because how can you have that, relaxed repulsor hands and not have actual hinges on them? But something that you will see, that I know you're seeing it right now, that is all over this figure is like weather, battle damage, like kind of cool, like sort of metal scrapings and whatnot, which just look so beautiful. Like, this figure didn't have to have that and it would still be beautiful. Like, they could have just chosen not to do that, and I still think it would have been like a damn near perfect figure. But doing that extra little bit, I love that. I appreciate that so much, Hasbro. And then same thing for the fist, which he does come with a set of fists, as you can see. And he's got a little bit of scrapes going on there, which is really nice. You can't really see it on here. You see more swirly twirly plastic than anything, but like on the backs of the hand guards, you see those more so, which is really, really nice. And then getting him back into a neutral stance. He doesn't come with like a Tony Stark head or anything, but if you've been on the channel for any length of time, you will know that I have this Tony Stark head from the 80th anniversary that I did paint the rest of the goatee on, because I like Tony with a goatee. And if you pop this head off, which it is on the newer standard, just kind of ball peg or thing, whatever you want to call it, the head, it's a little, okay, it's very, very, very tight to get on there, so just be careful, because you don't want to break it. But here's how that looks on there if you wanted to get, put a Tony head in there to make it look like he's actually in the suit. And I think this works because it's a big ass suit, so it makes sense that he kind of looks both big and kind of small in it, if that makes sense. You kind of see what I mean, though? Like, it looks like he has a big-ass head, which it is Tony Stark, so he does have a big ego. And, sort of a kind of body inside of it. I think it works. And now, taking a closer look at the detail on the figure, the head sculpt on this guy is awesome. I really love what they did with it. I've seen a lot of people complain that they wish that it was a little bit bigger of a head sculpt. And I definitely could see that, but I also get why it's not, because it actually wasn't like in the original comics, and that like his head kind of looked a little small. Like, the suit was big, but the helmet was kind of tiny. So it makes sense. He looks a little bit more robot-y than guy in suit-ish, which is both accurate and a little jarring. I definitely understand that. But if you can kind of see it in there, I don't know if I can actually get this on camera properly. There's actually a head/face inside of this. So like, if I turn my light just a little bit here, might be able to pick that up. There's like a little bit of an eyeball going on in there. God, this is being so difficult. You can kind of see it in there. There's a little bit of an eye. I promise it's in there. It's a lot easier to see off camera, but he's got that. And obviously, it's just cast in black. So it would have, part of me is like, oh man, it kind of would have been cool if he had actual eyes painted in there. But at the same time, no, it wouldn't. It would have been kind of creepy. And then he's got the arc reactor paint, which is really good. They did the white with the blue around it, which looks really good. As I mentioned earlier, he does have like weathering and stuff all over it, which you can see right there. He's got kind of going up the whole face and the side of the mask. He's got the rivets on the sides of the helmet. This little piece, which is sort of a harder plastic, but not too hard. So just be careful with that. You don't want that to snap off or anything. And I do like the fact that a lot of the scrapes and wear and tear that are on the suit are kind of in the joints-ish for the most part, I would say, other than like kind of right here. But it's both battle damage and it's kind of the suit moving around and scraping against itself. Because it is his first suit, you know, it's Tony's first soiree into making an Iron Man suit. So it's going to be clunky, it's going to crash into each other, you know, it's going to be like a suit of armor. And it just looks so good. He's got like this kind of paneling on the back going on here, which looks really nice. He's got the discs on the side, which are sculpted in. The little, you know, just ever so slight detailing that just takes it from kind of looking like a basic sort of boring, you know, suit of armor and makes it Iron Man, you know? But going over articulation, like I said, he does have a ball joint at the top of the neck. So like he doesn't have as much range as you'd want, but you definitely can tuck it a little bit and then use the torso to get more range. But it's got a little bit of tilt, rotation. Shoulders go up that far, which is great. Rotate all the way around, bicep swivel, double joint elbows that you do kind of have to futz with. So you have to, the way I've found, because you can either get it that far, you can only get it a little past 90, if not, you know, even 90, or you can tuck in the first elbow joint first and then do that and you get just a little bit more. So you just got to futz around with it. Both hinges, both hands hinge, you know, back and forth, up and down, all that good stuff. He's got the ball joint at the waist, which goes all the way around, you know, rotation, really good range. As for his legs, they go out that far, up that far, and back that far. Not bad. Oh yeah, he does have the rivets on the sides of the legs as well, on the insides and the outsides, which is really nice. Same with the insides of the forearms too, I forgot to mention those. Thigh swivel, double jointed knees that you can kind of futz around with, like I said, with the elbows, so you can get more range. You just gotta be careful with it and kind of mess with it. He's got no swivel here at this kind of like cut here in the leg. I kind of wish that he had that, but at the same time, Feet can go back that far, up that far, not great. And then a little bit of ankle pivot going on, which is always good. And now onto some size comparisons. For some Iron Man suit comparisons, here he is next to the 80th anniversary Alex Ross Iron Man, and then the Extremis armor that came out this year. And it's really crazy seeing these two armors that come out this year, because I don't know what it is. Like I like this suit. It's fine. It's just, I feel like in figure form, it's okay. I don't really personally like it. It's just, I don't really fuck with it. You know what I mean? Like there's just those figures that like, it's a good figure, but it just doesn't really do it for you. This figure does it for me. I don't know what it is. It just, I think I went in with medium expectations and then it exceeded those. So I like it a lot more. Whereas this one, I had super high expectations and they weren't really met for me personally. But I think this looks really good. And then I know he's a staple of the channel, but my first appearance or 20th anniversary Captain America, whatever you want to call it, he is currently on the shelf, blocked by a bunch of figures, so I can't have him out right now. But here he is next to the brown suit Wolverine from the retro wave just many years ago, with a repainted head from the Tri-Sentinel Build-A-Figure wave, and then the Renew Your Vows Spidey. And I think these three look good together as well. I think that you could definitely have these three fight alongside each other and have it be whatever headcanon you want. And then for your Mafex and Mezco comparisons, here he is next to the Mafex Hush Batman and the Mezco Superman. And this looks really good as well. I think if you wanted to have him kind of be a stand-in for your Mafex, I don't have the Thor, and obviously we don't have Captain America yet, but he scales pretty well. I think this looks good. It almost looks like you could put Bruce in this suit and like proportionally and stuff, it would make sense just from like a physicality standpoint. And then Superman, you know, obviously Tony's in a suit of armor, so you could really put him in with any display. Overall, this, you know, I've gushed about this figure this whole review, so, you know, obviously, clearly, I very much enjoy it. And as far as I know, it's still in stock on Amazon. I don't know at this moment if it is, but if you can get this figure, get it, because it is a great figure, especially because of the fact that like a lot of the 60th anniversary stuff that's come out so far, like, you know, aside from the Black Widow and the Bucky cap that we have coming and a lot of that, some of it's just, you know, kind of reuse and everything, and that stuff makes sense because they had to get all that reuse kind of stuff out so they could pay to make this banger of a figure and make Destroyer and the Black Widow coming out and the Bucky cap and all that stuff. So you gotta take with the good with the bad. You know, a lot of people shit on Hasbro, and they gotta do what they gotta do. And I'm not trying to make excuses for it, because there are a lot of figures that are definitely inexcusable, but there are always figures like this one that make me go, damn, Hasbro, this is why. This is why I collect you guys, because this is just freaking awesome. So, yeah. That's going to do it for me, and I will catch you all in the next one. See you.